Hey guys, so for this video I'll be covering how to create a basic exploded diagram for either your architecture projects or your industrial design, anything that you might need to show a product and how it can function and the different parts involved. So 3DSMax is a great software to actually accomplish this. It's similar to Blender in the fact that it has a built-in timeline, and it's all quite intuitive how to actually make each object in the scene move. Alright, so here we have the original project file, and you can see how that drag the timeline across and it'll go up and down. So we're in the new file here with no animations present. And we'll just start by pressing this auto key down at the base of the timeline. And so the auto key, what it does is, it'll save where the current location of the object is, and then let's scroll to frame 50 on the timeline, and then if we were to move the object from frames 1 to 50, that object would move to its final location. So it's quite an easy, streamlined way of creating some basic animations, perfect for products like this or for buildings. So I've just put some splines down as a reference, and we'll drag the legs up to the top spline here. We'll drag this metal ring that holds it all together up to this spline here, and then we're going to drag these supports. I believe they're below the gears, so we're going to drag them down one. Alright. So we'll drag these gears up first. Perfect. Yep, right there. We'll then drag the base down to the bottom, and then we'll move these supports down right here. Alright, perfect. So you can see how they move like that. So we're having an issue with the gear. Let me quickly look at this. So I believe the issue here is that its initial state wasn't saved on the timeline. So there's no record of it on frame 1, so it's just beginning at that final frame 50. So we'll just quickly move it back to its original location. Alright, so we'll just set that initial frame, put it down where it's supposed to be. And we'll just press the set key button. There we go. And now, perfect. Alright. Alright, so it's all working properly, but you'll notice that a lot of the objects being cut off. The camera isn't capturing everything. So we'll go back to the original model and we'll just see what zoom factor the camera is. Because with cameras in 3DSMax, you're able to adjust the zoom alongside objects moving, so it can all be animated. So let's just go to frame 50. We'll lock in frame 0 first. Yep, so that's there, and now we'll scroll over to frame 50. Alright, so now that that's sorted, we're going to animate the camera. So we've got that zoom factor set to zoom out at frame 50. And you can tell that's working because of that red box around the arrows next to the zoom factor of the camera. And that's done the exact same way that you animate the object. And we can see that in action now if we just move this here. Yep. Perfect, so as the model expands, the camera starts to zoom out and we get all of that exploded model within the frame. So the next step would be getting those rotations in place. That middle column needs to rotate in order to make to pull the string that causes the legs to move. So we're going to move over to frame 50, we're going to select these parts of the object, and with auto key turned on, we're going to rotate those all the way around. Perfect. So these objects are linked, but for your scene you'll probably have to rotate each one individually. In order to get a full rotation, we'll set this at frame 25, and then it should rotate back to the starting position at frame 50. For the sake of this video, I won't completely animate the legs, but it's done in the exact same way as this central column here, just rotating each leg frame 25 to frame 50, and then resetting back at frame 0. And if your goal is to render out this project, if you're looking for it to reset, it's probably best just to render out the initial video, and then just mirror it, duplicate it and mirror the animation to have it close back into its original state. Otherwise, you'll just be wasting a lot of time rendering unnecessary frames that you can just duplicate. But otherwise, that's ready to go.